Here I start the second lesson, electric potential and capacitance. In the first lesson you studied the electrostatics 1. The topics you covered in the electrostatics 1 is what is a charge, what are the properties of charge, and after you studied what is the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is nothing but it gives the force of attraction or force of repulsion between two charges. And after you studied what is the electric field due to a charge. And next you studied about the electric dipole. What is the electric field along its axial line? What about the electric field along its equatorial line? And after that, an important topic, that is the Gauss law. In the Gauss law, again you studied the what is the electric field due to a infinite line charge, and what is the electric field due to a surface charge, and after that what is the electric field due to the spherical shell. These are the topics you covered there.
Go.
Okay. Now in this lesson we studied about the what is electric potential and what is the capacitance. So first, to know about the potential, we have to know about the potential energy. See, all of you know that whenever an object is at certain height, it is having certain energy. That energy can be called as potential energy. Similarly, here if I want to drop this marker from certain height, then I am not doing any work. Generally it is moving in the downward direction due to the gravitational attraction force. But if I want to throw this object upward direction, there definitely I need to do certain work. Similarly here also, here there is a charge. Around this charge certain electric field will be there. Now in this electric field, if we place a charge, if we place the positive charge, the charge is repelled by this fixed charge. If you place negative charge, the charge is attracted. For example, if a small positive charge will be there, actual property is this charge is repelled. If you want to move this charge against to the field of the fixed charge, you have to do certain work. That work is stored in this charge in the form of potential energy. Here we do certain work to move this charge against the electric field. That work done per unit charge can be called as electric potential. So simply remember that the work done per unit charge can be called as electric potential. Here how to define the electric potential? Generally we define the electric potential as potential difference. Means the initial point as infinity, the final point is a point in the electric field. So we take the potential difference between the finite point and initial distance point, that is called the electric potential. Now we see the what is the definition for this electric potential.
Go.
The definition for electric potential is the work done per unit charge. See here how to define electrostatic potential at a point in electric field is defined as the work done to move a unit positive charge from infinite distance to the point in the electric field. Okay? Where we have to find the electric field, we have to find the electric potential in the electric field. That point can be considered as the exact point, that is P. Here to find the potential at that point, we have to consider the charge is moving from infinite distance to that point. Then the potential difference between the potential at the point P and infinite distance is called the potential difference. That potential difference is known as, is taken as work done per unit charge. Now see here work is nothing but the scalar quantity. From that we take the potential is equal to work done per unit charge. Here work is a scalar quantity, that is force into displacement. So it is a scalar quantity. Similarly the potential is also a scalar quantity. Here potential is a scalar quantity. Remember this, the potential is a scalar quantity. electric force and electric field both are vector quantities, but whereas electric potential is a scalar quantity. And after that, we have to see what is the SI unit of the electric potential. The SI unit of electric potential is nothing but work done. Your energy, work done unit is joules, charge unit is coulomb. Joule per coulomb, or it is volt. The SI unit of electric potential is joule per coulomb or volt. Generally, we are going to take the unit as volt. Remember that the SI unit of potential is volt. And next, we find what is the dimensional formula. Here, the dimensional formula is of electric potential is dimensional formula of work done by dimensional formula of charge.
Go.
The dimensional formula of work done is nothing but force into displacement. Force dimensional formula ml power minus 2. Displacement dimensional formula is L divided by charge dimensional formula is ampere into second. For current we take either A or I. By simplifying that one, the dimensional formula for potential is m L square T power minus 3 A power minus 1. So this is the dimensional formula for the potential. See here, definition for electric potential is the electric potential at a point is defined as it is the work done per unit charge when it is moving from infinite distance to the a finite distance in the electric field. Now the formula can be taken as potential is equal to work done per unit charge. Here electric potential is a scalar quantity. Don't confuse, electric force and electric field are the vector quantities, whereas electric potential is a scalar quantity. And the SI unit of electric potential is joule per coulomb or volt, and dimensional formula is ml square T power minus 3 A power minus 1.
Go.
Okay. We studied that is what is the definition for electric potential. Now we derive what is the electric potential at a point due to the point charge. This is important question. It is a 5-mark question, important one. Here we have to find what is the electrical potential at a point due to a point charge. So first I draw the diagram. You have to understand it is a point charge, capital Q. Due to this point charge, electric field lines are always terminates or moving away. Now this is the electric field. It is the infinite distance. If you want to move a 1 coulomb charge from infinite distance to a finite distance at point P in the electric field. Here the point P is at a distance of r from the given point charge. To calculate that, we have to consider a special condition, that is a small distance here. Here I consider 2 points A and B. The distance between these 2 points is dx, where A is at a distance of x from the point charge. Here I want to move a 1 coulomb charge from infinite distance to the point P in electric field. Then I have to find what is that work done and what is the potential. To know that, I consider a small condition, that is if that 1 coulomb charge is moving from B to A, we have calculate a small work done dW. By taking integration for the dW, we get the total work done to move a charge from infinite distance to the point P. See how to derive that electric potential. So the points we have to write is, consider a point charge Q. Its electric field is E bar. If you want to move a 1 coulomb test charge from infinite distance to the point P, then the distance of point P from point charge Q is R, and I consider 2 points A and B. A is at a distance of x from the point charge, B is at a distance of x plus dx from the point charge. So this is the description of the diagram. Now see how to derive the electric potential at point P due to this point charge.
Go.
See here, I consider 1 coulomb charge is moving from point B to point A. That gives a small work done dW. By applying integration, then we can get the what is the total work done to move a charge from infinite distance to the point P. And after that, work done per unit charge is gives the electric potential. See how to calculate. Here the first point is the force on 1 coulomb charge at A. The force on 1 coulomb charge at A is nothing but F is equal to, what is the Coulomb's law? Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. Here Q1 is nothing but point charge, Q2 is nothing but 1 coulomb charge divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into, what is the distance between two charges? From point charge to A is nothing but x. So x square. Here F is equal to Q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x square. So now this is taken as equation 1. Next, work done to move 1 coulomb charge from B to A. Work done to move the 1 coulomb charge from B to A is nothing but a small work done dW is equal to F bar dot dx bar. Here why I take dx bar? The distance travelled by 1 coulomb from B to A is nothing but dx. And what is the force? Force is nothing but F. From this we are going to write F into dx cos theta. See here, the force due to the point charge is acting in positive x direction, but 1 coulomb charge is moving in negative x direction. Then angle between force and displacement is nothing but 180, where theta is equal to 180. From that we obtain dW is equal to minus F dx. This is equation 2. Okay, understand? Here force on 1 coulomb charge at point A is nothing but from Coulomb's law Q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon x square, that taken as equation 1. Next, work done to move the 1 coulomb charge from B to A, that is nothing but force into displacement. Here angle between force and displacement is 180 degrees. So we take the dW is equal to minus F into dx. Now what is the condition we have to find? First we have to calculate what is the work done to move the charge from infinity to point P. So we are going to apply integration for this equation 2. So here write work done to move 1 coulomb from infinity to point P. What is the work done to move the charge 1 coulomb from infinity to point P? Is nothing but W is equal to integral, we are going to apply total integration, minus F dx, and where limits are, initial limit is infinity and final limit is R. So distance limit, initial limit is infinity and final limit is R. So limits are from x is equal to infinity to R. So if you apply the integration for this equation, we find what is the work done to move a 1 coulomb charge from infinite distance to point P.
Go.
Now substitute the force in this work done, we obtain the total work done. So that is the work done W is equal to minus of integral infinity to R. What is the first equation? Q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x square, that is Q into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx. Now we are going to apply the integration. Before going to apply integration, I take this 1 coulomb to left hand side. This is written as W by 1 coulomb. Work done by 1 coulomb is nothing but potential. I already gave the definition. The potential is equal to work done per unit charge. I take this 1 coulomb charge to the left side. The work done by 1 coulomb charge is nothing but potential. Now here this equation is integral infinity to R Q by 4 pi epsilon naught x square dx. In this constant is minus is there, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught is the constant. Now we take integration for 1 by x square. Integration of 1 by x square is nothing but minus 1 by x. The integration for 1 by x square is nothing but minus 1 by x. Now the limits can be taken as infinity to R. Substitute the limits. Before going to substitute the limits, here we have the minus, here we have the minus. Minus into minus plus, that is potential is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into, substitute the limits. What is the higher limit? R minus lower limit is infinity, where 1 by infinity is nothing but 0. Anything by infinity is 0. By substituting, we can get the potential is Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. Therefore, the electric potential at a point B due to a point charge is nothing but Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So this is the electric potential due to a point charge at a point P.
Go.
We derived the electric potential. See what is electric potential difference. See here, it is the point charge. Now a charge is, it is the electric field due to the point charge. Now a charge is moving from infinite to the a finite distance. We will calculate the potential. Now what is the meaning of potential difference? Potential difference is nothing but if a charge is moving from a point to another point in the electric field, if you take, it is potential can be taken as V1. At this point potential can be taken as V2. Now the difference between these two potential is known as the potential difference. The potential difference can be defined as, it is the difference between the potential difference of the 2 points. Here I consider 2 points P and S. The difference between these two potentials can be taken as V is equal to V2 minus V1. Direct differentiation, the direct difference. Why? Because these are the scalar quantities. And here, for example, this point is at a distance of R2 and this point is at a distance of R1. Then we are going to write the potential difference between these 2 points. V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1 R2 minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Finally, the formula for potential difference between any 2 points is, due to the point charge, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. So least distance minus higher distance can be taken. Then only we can get the positive value. So the potential difference between any 2 points can be defined as, it is the difference of the potentials between those 2 points due to the point charge.
Go.
Okay. Now see, you know electric field and you know the electric potential now. How these are varied with respect to the distance from the point charge. Okay. This is important 2 more question. How the electric field is varying with respect to the distance and how the electric potential varies with respect to the distance. So for that, you know that what is electric field formula? E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into R square, where R is the distance between point charge and that point. From this we are going to write electric field is inversely proportional to the R square. In the similar way, here you know the potential formula we derived now. Q is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into R. From this, here we are going to write V is directly proportional to 1 by R. Here the relation between electric field with respect to the distance is electric field inversely proportional to the R square and electric potential is inversely proportional to the R. Now we draw the graph how the field and potentials are varying. Now see here, first I draw the graph for electric field.
Go.
First we see how the potential is varying. When you take the potential, the variation of potential is in this manner. So here V directly proportional to 1 by R or V is inversely proportional to R. Now how the field is? The field is R square. So when the field is R square, here the variation is I am indicating with the dotted line. So this is the variation of electric field with respect to the distance. Here E is inversely proportional to the R square. So this is the relation between electric field and distance and potential and distance. So these are the topics, that is the electric potential, how to derive electric potential due to point charge, and that is the important one. Remember 5-mark question. And after that, how the electric field and electric potentials are varying with respect to the distance. In the next session, we derive what is the electric field due to the dipole, when it is maximum and when it is minimum. Thank you.